and welcome to the ARCS. We're live here from Texas World Speedway for the running of the Wrangler Gene 60. Now let's take a look at your top 10 qualifiers in today's field. Starting on the pole is the 88 of Dre Heron. In second, Elias Goodbias. In third, Diego Tacone. In fourth, Paris Riley. In fifth, Dave Wilson. In sixth, Trevor Walker. In seventh, Roland Heidfeld. In eighth, Joshua Harrison. In ninth, Jordan Walker. And rounding out your top 10, Dmitry Yanukovych. Let's take a look at the rest of the drivers in the field and get right on into the action. And we're live here at Texas World Speedway for the Wrangler 60, and the pace car is going to dive off here. Dre Heron's got the pole position today, and Elias Goodbias, last week's winner, has got the second place position, and we'll see how today shakes out. And the race is underway here at Texas World Speedway. Dre Heron with a great start. Roland Heidfeld is Hendrick Motorsports' teammate, looking to the inside of that 14 car at Dave Wilson on the bottom, making it 3 wide for fourth place. Got poor Joshua Harrison. Whoa, as Quinn Porter gets into Tyler Seville back there. I think Tyler Seville's in the wall. Yep, Tyler Seville's in the wall. Oh, and we've got a car around. Tyler Seville's holding up the whole pack, and we got a big one. Matthew Bussey Jr. is involved. Andy Seville, Jerry Funk, and Ringus McDingus all go for a slide through the grass. And Dre Heron's going to lead them back to the caution flag, and we'll give you a replay of the accident. And we're back here at Texas World Speedway with a replay of the accident. As you can see, this all started right underneath that green light there. You can see Tyler Seville is in the wall. He got put up there by Quinn Porter early in the race, and this is what started the accident. And Matthew Bussey gets into Mark Ware in that 42, and let's see what happens. Mark Ware gets spun, and Tyler Seville goes to block Deacon Gentleman and collects easily 7 or 8 cars back here, and everybody goes for a spin. No major damage. Just going to need fresh tires on these cars, as Beth Sanders is well spun, but so far okay for these drivers, but definitely a setback early here at Texas World Speedway. And we're back here in the ARCS at Texas World Speedway. We had some pit stops under that yellow flag because this is a 30-lap race at a 2-mile track, and Elias Goodbias came off pit road in the lead with Roland Heidfeld, along with Keith Vega, Cassidy Reynolds, and rounding out your top 5, Marin Kozarich. As Elias Goodbias, last week's winner, is going to lead us to the restart here with 5 of 30 complete, coming to 6. As Roland Heidfeld's looking to the inside of Elias Goodbias, no help there. Marin Kozarich is going to dip down below. Oh, and Quinn Porter, contact with Callian Bogarts, I believe, back there. No spin, surprisingly. Wow, Quinn Porter with the save of the race so far. And it looks like Roland Heidfeld's got the lead over Elias Goodbias. As Keith Vega's got the bottom, Marin Kozarich is going to make it 3 wide, maybe into turn 3 and 4 here. Cassidy Reynolds on that outside as Roland Heidfeld drops down. Got 2x2x2 here. And then you've got Roland in the lead and Dre Heron getting help from Paris Riley. Dre Heron was leading early in this race, but ultimately got caught up on pit road, and Elias Goodbias took the lead there on pit road, and Roland Heidfeld took the lead here on the restart. So a lot of lead changes early, only 7 laps complete here at Texas World Speedway for the Wrangler 60. Got all the tire marks on the backstretch from that accident earlier today. It looks like Cassidy Reynolds is on the way outside lane there. Oh, Draven Sandy almost got into Cassidy Reynolds. We got the 2 MWR cars there of 55 of Marin Kozarich and the 56 of Draven Sandy, and they're going to go 3 wide at the stripe. See who gets that position coming into this corner here. If I had a guess, it would probably be that 56, maybe in the middle, but they are all three abreast here as Dre Heron's going to look to the inside and maybe get 2 spots here. Pick it up and lay it down early here. Got to get those points for the championship, and it looks like Elias Goodbias has closed in on Roland Heidfeld for that lead there. And it looks like Marin Kozarch is 4th place right now, but leading that group of cars. Got Dre Heron and Diego Tacone back there. Dave Wilson, Dmitry Yanukovych is back there as well inside the top 15. Quinn Porter, who almost got spun earlier, is 15th, and he's going to get spun almost again. Speak of the devil, I am cursing Quinn Porter here in today's race. Almost gets spun off the front bumper of Ricky Quinn. The Quinns, Ricky Quinn and Quinn Porter, as the top 3 cars, my goodness, have run away. Definitely the fastest cars here in today's race, as we got 2 wide for second, and Roland Heidfeld's liking that. Sees he can try to get away, but we'll see. You got Marin Kozarch there, and whoa, 3 cars up the track, almost 4 wide here. The middle of the pack for about 20th place. Tyler Seville looking to the inside of that damaged number 7, Brandy Harper. Denzel Scott back there in 40th. He was on pit road. He had a really bad stop, kind of like Beth Sanders at Sonoma, if you can remember back a couple races ago. Speaking of Beth Sanders, she's got damage there. Not a good race for her, but still side by side for second place up here in the front of the pack, as Roland Heidfeld likes what he sees behind him. There's Keith Vega up there. Keith Vega played an instrumental role at Phoenix for Draven Sandy, holding up Draven Sandy, I should say. Speaking of Draven Sandy, he's right there. But Diego Tacone there. Wow, Maxwell Smart and Ricky Quinn up there at the top of the track. Maxwell Smart, Mike Turn, Ricky Quinn. Right on the back bumper of that car. I was kind of nervous there coming out of turn 4 there. Everything sorted themselves out. Quinn Porter on the back of Deacon Gentleman there in that 9 car. Coming into turn 1 and 2. And there's Trevor Walker with a solid top 10 run there, running inside the 9th spot. As everybody sorted themselves out, trying to draft off of each other. And Cassidy Reynolds is in 5th place. Good run for that Roush Fenway Racing Ford. 3 wide, still 3 wide back here. In the middle of the pack for about 15th place. As Quinn Porter goes up the track and 4 wide. My goodness. Definitely not what Quinn Porter wants to see on that outside line. He's losing spots and dropping like a rock here early in this one. 11 of 30 complete, coming to 12 of 30 complete here in the Wrangler 60. This Roland Heidfeld has the lead still. Majority of the action in this race, though, has come from the middle of the pack, which has been quite surprising. So all these drivers are strung together, and we've got 4 wide. These drivers are really close together. I'm surprised. Ooh, a little bit of smoke there. Might have to check and see if the caution lights are on, but I don't believe there's been a wreck, but we'll look. Still green, though. I did see the caution light was green. Or the race light was green, I should say. Maxwell Smart and Quinn Porter on that outside. Need to get to the bottom of the track, because that outside line is just not where you want to be here. And the drivers have figured that one out and have gone single file for the most part here. From about 15th on back, it is about 2 to 3 wide, and then for the top 15, they are single file, but Marin Kozarch is going to look to the inside of Keith Vega there, and Elias Goodbias is trying to go 2 for 2 here in the ARCS, but will drop behind Roland Heidfeld. Would be very impressive here as Cassidy Reynolds is going for 3rd, 3 wide for 3rd, but Cassidy Reynolds is going to try to make it stick, and it does not stick for Cassidy Reynolds. Keith Vega is going to hold to that outside line over Marin Kozarch, and the top 2 drivers are getting closer here. Elias Goodbias is going to be patient and stalk that 48 car to try to make a move. An impressive 2-race stretch it would be for Elias Goodbias. A win last week and a win this week? I don't know. That'd be our first 2-time winner on the season. And it would be the first time in ARCS history for a driver to go back-to-back. So, and we've got a crash. Almost. Ellie Bus, we were going back through the field, and Jacob Bradley, I believe in that 10 car. And the 27 of Tristan Fish is in the wall as well. Some carnage back here in the back of the pack. I'm glad we're back here looking at these cars. We would have never caught this. I think the caution is not out, and there's a car pitting. Draven Sandy is on pit road. He might be playing a strategy call as he was in 11th place. We'll see how this pans out in the grand scheme of things. We might cut back to Roland Heidfeld in the lead here. So Draven Sandy, I don't know, his crew chief might have done some quick math and figured we're halfway through this race. Might as well come down. You know, if you're not in the top 10, you're 11th place, you might as well try to steal a win here at Texas World Speedway. And the drivers are coming down on pit road, and this is going to be a strategy finish here as Dre Heron, our early leader in the race, has got the lead, as Roland Heidfeld is going to lead this, well, technically second group of cars, but Draven Sandy, from our vantage point, was the only car to take pit stop earlier than this group here. So we will take a look at Roland here. And as they come down pit road, he's got about 6 cars coming with him. So that's a good vantage point here, and we might go back to Dre Heron, our leader, if we can find him, because he will probably be the next group of drivers that'll come. Oh, and we've got a car on the apron. I believe that was Draven Sandy. Yep, Draven Sandy coming up to speed, and we'll stay with Dre Heron, our de facto race leader, and he's coming down with Trevor Walker. Well, we'll see. Dre Heron, no, he's going to stay out, but Trevor Walker's going to pit, and I believe Trevor Walker is the only one to pit, but I don't know. Trevor Walker's... Oh, we've got a crash! Jacob Bradley, Draven Sandy involved. This might bring out the yellow flag, and people are pitting. We'll see if the caution lights are out. We'll try to find a car on track and see if the caution lights are out. And the pace car's out, and this is going to change the complexion of the race drastically, and we'll get a replay of what happened there on pit road. And we're back here at Texas World Speedway after a commercial break, and we've got the replay here. Draven Sandy, who was the first car to pit, came back out on track and was faster than Jacob Bradley, who was going to come down on pit road, and had him jacked up in the rear end of the car, and let's see what happens here. This is coming out of 4. Draven Sandy's got him jacked up, and he collides with Paris Riley. And Draven Sandy, oddly enough, in my opinion, is probably going to benefit the most from this accident because he already pitted. So we'll get back to the racing here, but a crazy pit road entrance crash. And we're back here at Texas World Speedway, and the majority of the top drivers in the field are pitting, diving below the pace car. And as I predicted earlier, I think Draven Sandy is going to stay out here and be the benefactor of his own plan here, I guess. I don't know. That could be Draven Sandy. Man, I am murdering Draven Sandy's name. Draven Sandy. He's going to benefit from his accident here at Texas World Speedway, as we'll check on pit road and see how the drivers are pitting. A little bit of a change up here in the ARCS. We're going to show you this second round of pit stops as Dre Heron, our pole sitter, comes in, and his crew. We'll see who will take the lead. Well, not the lead, but presumably the top starting spots at the restart, as we've got cars filing out. And Dre Heron has the best stop in the first pit cycle here. The yellow flag pit cycle. And Mitch Berry, you almost got Paris Riley, and there's where your drivers are after a pit sequence here at Texas World Speedway. And we'll get right back to the action for the restart of this race. And we're back here at Texas World Speedway. Draven Sandy, like we thought before, was going to be the leader, but we'll see when he crosses the stripe here where they're going to score him. But I believe Jerry Funk and Draven Sandy are almost a lap down, as the ticker has scored Trevor Walker, that third car in line, as the leader. So we've got Trevor Walker, Carter Hayden, Brandy Harper, Joshua Harrison, and Jared Jansen, who did not pit under this yellow flag. And then the next car behind them is going to be Dre Heron, who is probably good on fuel, as Trevor Walker. Carter Hayden dives to the inside of the leaders here, as Jerry Funk is not the leader, nor is Draven Sandy. Draven Sandy's going to need another caution to get back into the pack. He's just trying to stay not a lap down here. As Carter Hayden, and the caution flag is out, And this will... Oh! Noah Hobson in the wall. Mark Ware almost goes around off the front bumper of Sean Carson. Chaos is ensuing here. And there might be another crash before they get to the line. We don't want to miss anything here. I think we're okay. And Quinn Porter, I believe, is the reason we're under caution. And we'll get a replay in just a moment. But who's going to lead back to the line? And it looks like Trevor Walker will lead us back to the restart. And we'll take a look at the replay in just a moment. And we're back here at Texas World Speedway. You know, last week I told you about the worst wreck in ARCS history so far. Well, we've got probably a worse one here as Matthew Bussey Jr. and Quinn Porter get involved, and let's take a look. Quinn Porter gets absolutely murdered by Matthew Bussey Jr., and the Budweiser car goes rolling down the hill like a drunk guy. And to the bottom of the track he goes, and where he stops, nobody knows, but he's on his roof here at Texas World Speedway for the Wrangler 60. And I think Matthew Bussey is done for the day. And we're back here at Texas World Speedway after Matthew Bussey Jr. tried to send Quinn Porter to space. Houston, Texas, we had a problem. That would have been Quinn Porter. But as the pace car dives off, hopefully we will not have any more cars decide to go to space. And Trevor Walker is going to lead us to the green flag with 4 laps to go, as we're 25 of 30 complete. It's crept up on us pretty quickly, and the green flag's out, and we're underway. 4 laps to go in Texas, as Brandy Harper is going to look to the inside of Carter Hayden in that Roush Racing Ford Fusion. So far, so good throughout the pack. No wrecks. Any wreck now would probably mean overtime. And these drivers, I don't think, want overtime. They want this done in regulation, as Brandy Harper's up to second place. And Brandy Harper has got, well, I would say got a rocket ship underneath her, but we don't need anybody going to space anymore, as Quinn Porter has already probably made it to the moon. And Brandy Harper might get turned by Jared Jansen, as Jared Jansen's pretty good at turning people. If you can ask Denzel Scott about that one at Atlanta, in the tri-oval there, as Trevor Walker leads us to lap 27 of 30 complete. And the caution is out, and the pace car has come on track, and I think this might be an overtime finish, as Cassidy Reynolds has damage. 26 of 30 complete, and we'll show you the replay. And we've got the replay at Texas World Speedway, and nobody went to space here, as we've got Andy Seville in that Burger King racing car and Cassidy Reynolds in that Roush Racing machine, and let's take a look. Andy Seville just did not like Cassidy Reynolds' move probably earlier in the race, and Cassidy Reynolds almost saved it, but pulled the Danica Patrick and hit the wall. And we're back here at Texas World Speedway for the Wrangler 60, and we're going to have a 2-lap overtime finish here, as Cassidy Reynolds' late spin, when she whacked the wall on the backstretch, will give us a double file restart here, and Trevor Walker is going to lead us to that restart with Carter Hayden behind him, and on the outside we've got Brandy Harper and Jared Jansen. As the pace car dives off, we'll see who will be the winner here at Texas World Speedway for the Wrangler 60, as the green flag is out, and Trevor Walker is going to lead us to this overtime attempt. Brandy Harper in that outside lane, hoping to get a push from Jared Jansen, as Carter Hayden on that inside is hoping for a little bit of a mess up from Trevor Walker, and I think he's going to look low. Carter Hayden is so close to Trevor Walker's bumper, and they're going to come out on the backstretch here. As Carter Hayden is going to drop in front of Brandy Harper, I think, but Trevor Walker has the lead here. Joshua Harrison's third in line on the bottom now. No crashes so far in overtime, as Brandy Harper and Joshua Harrison are side by side, as Carter Hayden and Trevor Walker are the 2 cars out in front here, as we're going to get 1 lap to go in the overtime. The cars have made it back to the white flag here. If the caution flag comes out, that's curtains for this race, as Carter Hayden is still stalking Trevor Walker, But I don't know. We'll see here if he gets a good enough run on the backstretch. He can maybe make a move here into turn 3 and 4. Carter Hayden just so close. This would be a much-needed victory for him here, but I don't think it's going to happen. As they're 3 wide for third place as Sean Carson's looking there. Low on 2 other cars, but I believe Trevor Walker is going to get the victory here if Carter Hayden's going to drop low, but I don't think it's going to be enough, and Trevor Walker is going to win here at Texas World Speedway for the Wrangler 60. Another close finish. Second week in a row in the ARCS, and congratulations to Trevor Walker. After a crazy race here at Texas World Speedway and a close finish, let's take a look at the top 10 drivers in the final standings of today's race. Your winner was Trevor Walker. In second was Carter Hayden. In third, Brandy Harper. In fourth, Joshua Harrison. In fifth, Jer Jansen. In sixth, Sean Carson. In seventh, Theophilus Morgendorfer. In eighth, Dre Heron. In ninth, Mark Ware. And rounding out your top 10, Diego Tacone. Let's take a look at where your driver finished today.